What if Aang was killed by Azula in Avatar The Last Airbender? In this timeline, Azula would shoot lightning towards Aang, which would strike him, and Katara would catch him and everyone would retreat, but let's say Katara's spirit water isn't enough to bring Aang back. Since Aang was in the Avatar state and was killed by Azula, the Avatar cycle would end, and with Aang's death, the Avatar would cease to exist. Everyone would be saddened by Aang's death, but Katara would become broken and would want revenge. Zuko and Azula would go back to the Fire Nation where, like in canon, Azula tells Ozai Zuko killed Aang. Even with Aang's loss, Sokka would still plan the day of Black Sun invasion. Team Avatar would split up and travel through the Fire Nation, where along the way Katara learns bloodbending. But the invasion still happens, but without Aang, everything falls apart and the invasion force has to retreat. Team Avatar would escape and would head towards the South Pole. Zuko would have deserted the Fire Nation and Iroh would escape prison. Zuko would try to join Team Avatar but would be killed by a vengeful Katara. Sozin's comet would arrive and the White Lotus would free Ba Sing Se and start a rebellion, but the Fire Nation would beat them. But Katara would go after Azula during a full moon and the two would fight to the death, but Katara would kill Zula with bloodbending. And then Katara during a full moon or Iroh would fight Ozai.